Hi you guys. So in my last video I mentioned that it was my naturally curly hair and that it was a problem. I just wanted to address that. All I'm saying is curly hair is a lot harder to take care of than straight hair. And I'm going to show you guys what I do to take care of my hair, things I do, products I use in order to keep it, bouncy and lively and not gross, and you know what I mean. But first thing you need to know is that there are different types of curly hair. If you did not know that, then this will be extremely helpful for you. So there's type 2, which is wavy hair, type 3, which is curly hair, and type 4, which is considered coily hair. It leans more toward African American hair. I'm going to admit that is the category that I am least educated about because I am not, I don't have that type of hair. So, if you are a woman of color and you think that you can make a video that is more helpful to those of you that have that type of hair, then I encourage you, by all means, do it, because I may not be the best resource for that type of hair. But I'm going to get started. This video segment, this curly hair series, is probably going to be split up into a couple of parts because I really don't like long videos. Like, if somebody posts a video that's just a talking video and it's like 18 minutes long, I'm just like, are you kidding me right now? But anyway, I'm going to split it up so that they're not too long and intimidating. Hopefully you get to every part of this. First part is going to be discussing all the types of curly hair, so here we go. Alright, so I'm going to get started with type 2, which I mentioned before was wavy hair. Every type is split up into 3 types of segments, I guess. There's A, B, and C. So type 2A is considered to be just, a little bit of a wave. The best example of this would probably be someone like Nicole Richie. It's just it mostly looks straight, but it's very natural, very light. I'm looking down at my notes, so if you want to know why I keep looking down, that's why. It's supposed to be a very slight S shape. Like I mentioned, it's very natural, very curvy, and it doesn't bounce up. It stays closer to your face. Not like when we get into type 3, that type of hair is very bouncy. It stays far away and it's very upwards. Type 2 kind of hair stays closer to your face, is more flat, but it's still very textured. This is the hair that is easiest to handle. Everyone says it's easiest to handle. As far as products goes, I've done my research and people tend to say that product that doesn't weigh down your hair but is frizz fighting is the best for this type of hair. It's really the best for all types of curly hair, but for this type especially, you need something that's not going to weigh your hair down because it's already pretty much flatter than most curly hair. Alright, so type 2B hair is a little wavier than type 2A, which you guys probably guessed. The best example of this would be Carrie Underwood or Blake Lively. Those two have more pronounced S-shape hair than someone like Nicole Richie would. This doesn't bounce up either. Pretty much all the wavy hair stays close up to your face. It tends to frizz more than type 2A, so again, frizz fighting, something that doesn't weigh down your hair, would be probably the best product for this. Alright, so type 2C hair, that's considered loopy hair. It's getting more into the ringlety form of type 3 hair, but it's still wavy, still S-shaped. It's frizzes a lot easier than regular type 2 hair, which would be the wavier side. It bounces up a bit more, so again, we're getting more toward the type 3 than the type 2. Celebrities that would exemplify this category, definitely T Swift. She is type 2C hair all the way. Use a lot of curl defining product as well as anti-frizz, but mostly you're going to need something that really shapes your curls because as they're getting a little bit more bouncy, you don't want to weigh them down. Alright, so we're going to get into type 3 hair. The first one is type 3A. This is twisty hair. It still has sort of an S pattern, but it's more ringlety. It's very bouncy and away from your face, The best example of this would probably be Annalyn McCord. We love Annalyn if we have curly hair. Her hair is springy, it's bouncy. A lot of times for this type of hair, you're going to want to use a defining gel, an anti-frizz, basically something that's just going to make your curls more ringlety than S-shaped, if you know what I'm saying. Something that's going to really shape them into something nice because they do stick out from your head. Myself, I am kind of a hybrid between 3A and 3B. My hair is spirally, but it's also very bouncy, very full, just like type 3A hair. Okay, so we're going to get into type 3B. This is called spiral hair, which is sort of what I am. It's very springy. It's naturally defined, which is kind of like how my hair is. Maybe you can't see this, but the undersides of my hair especially, if you pull them down, they're just going to spring right back up. A lot of my friends have fun with that, but that's not the point of this video. So this hair tends to be very frizzy, extremely frizzy. I know that from first-hand experience, that it is frizzy hair. So you're going to need definitely a frizz fighter, definitely a curl defining thing. Even though curls are more defined at this stage of curly hair, you're going to need something that really shapes them. Oh, and the best celebrity for this would probably be Carrie Russell. She has beautiful hair. I am so jealous. Okay, so type 3C hair. Like I said, this always goes farther into the other category than the category that it's in. 3C is kind of like its own subpart of curly hair because it's sort of type 3 and it's sort of type 4, and it's just kind of hard to take care of. As I've researched, I've heard it everywhere. This is called coily hair. It's not quite kinky yet because that gets into type 4. But coily hair, it's very tight. The circumference of your curls are probably like your pinky finger or a straw. Mine are not so tight, but these types of curls are very tight. A lot of times you're going to want to use hair milks, hair butters, like things like that. Deep conditioners are really good for your hair. Heavy creams, oils, they work really well for this type of hair because the curls are so tight. You're going to want to really shape them with those types of things. The best example of this would be Rachel True. If you guys don't know who that is, Google her now. Her hair is very nice. You should definitely check up on that. Alright, so type 4 hair. Like I mentioned earlier in this video, this is the type that I am least educated about. I do not have this type of hair. If you have better tips, leave them in the comment section, leave a video response, post your own video, like I said earlier. But I'm going to get into it just based off of what I know. Type 4 hair is coily hair. 4A tends to be springy. It has a lot of volume, very, very tight curls, and the hair tends to get fragile in this type of curly hair. Like, you really want to be careful with it. You want to use really good, heavy products that are going to be in your hair for the whole day and really keep it defined, because the curls are so tight and so small. A lot of times you're going to want to use deep conditioners really often because the hair cuticle has less layers in type 4 hair, has less protection against damage. You're going to want to take care of your hair really well if you have this type. Okay, so when you have this type of hair, you're going to want to do something called co-washing or conditioner washing. And that means you're not going to shampoo your hair every day. Actually, I'd recommend this for all types of curly hair because it really dries out your curls and it makes it really frizzy and hard to take care of. So you're just going to want to, when you get in the shower, just condition your hair, maybe use an detangler or something like that. Something that'll really keep your hair hydrated. With this type of hair, you're going to want to use, you know, conditioners that are recommended for this type of stuff because those tend to be the best, obviously. And you really want to take care of your hair at this stage because your hair is so fragile. The best example of this, I don't know, well, you guys probably know who she is, Solange Knowles. Her hair is definitely type 4A, so if you want to know anything about that type of hair, you can look her up right now. Alright, so type 4B hair, it tends to be crimpy, and the reason I say that is because when you get into type 4B, it tends to be more of a Z pattern rather than an S pattern or a loopy pattern like all the other types of hair. It's so tight and so packed together, that's why it gets to be a very ziggly form rather than an S form. This hair is really, really fragile. Like, you really need to take care of your hair. It tends to be wiry and coarse rather than soft. You're gonna want to use very creamy, very heavy types of deep conditioning treatments, and you know, a lot of hair product that's like butter, oil, you know, something like that, something that's really gonna moisturize your hair because it's so tight, so fragile. The best celebrity that I can tell you has this type of hair is Yvette Nicole Brown. If you don't know who that is, she is the woman who owned the movie theater in Drake and Josh. I don't know if you guys remember that show. If you're my age, you probably do. But yeah, that is her. So type 4C hair. This is the last type of hair. I call this hair crazy hair, and that is not derogatory in any way. But if you take it that way, I am sorry. I call this hair crazy because it is so incredibly tight. People say it looks the same as 4B. It has that very Z form. But your hair length can be shrunk up to less than a quarter of your actual hair. So this is, as I said before, these are very tight curls, very fragile. Again, the cuticle layers are less with this type of hair, so you're going to want to take care of it. Don't damage your hair. You know, if you're going to use deep conditioners, make sure they're very creamy and very heavy, something that's going to really be good for your hair, good for moisturizing. Jill Scott is a really good example of this type of hair. Her hair is very voluminous and it just bounces around her head. It's insane. So that is it for my video on the types of curly hair. I really hope that this was informative for you. I'm gonna let you guys know in a couple other parts actually, the products I use on my hair. Again, my hair is like a 3A, 3B hybrid, so if you do not have my hair, I don't know if these products will exactly work for you. I'm just gonna tell you these are the ones that work for me, so stay tuned for my next video and the video after that, which is probably gonna show you how I style my hair. I hope it's gonna be all helpful to you, and bye!